this is Erica with Launching Legacies. Welcome to our daily devotional. We're on day 2 of a devotional series about balance. And remember, we're looking at Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter, to derive some of our devotional wisdom for the next few days. And so remember, there's one more day after this, and we'll have a 3-day devotional this week. So I hope that you will enjoy. And let's get started. We're going to look here at Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 7 through 12 in the New American Standard Bible. And it says, "Then I looked again at the vanity under the sun. And there was a certain man without a dependent, having neither a son nor a brother, yet there was no end to all his labor. Indeed, his eyes were not satisfied with riches, and he never asked, and for whom am I laboring and depriving myself of pleasure? This too is vanity, and it is a grievous task." Verse 9, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. For if either of them falls, the one will lift up his companion. But woe to the one who falls when there is not another to lift him up. Furthermore, if two lie down together, they keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? And if one can overpower him who is alone, two can resist him. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly torn apart." Okay, and so this passage may be familiar to some of you, particularly the end passage that talks about 2 being better than 1. And it's important that we have companionship as we go through things. And so this day of balance is dedicated to balance in relationships, meaning that we need to have a good amount of balance in engagement with other people. And so the man that Solomon's referring to now, he says, look, I looked at something else under the sun, and I saw another issue that I want to bring up. And this is that people are imbalanced in their relationships, that they spend too much time in isolation. They spend too much time without what they need. And the will of God is that there would be companionship, and there would be a relationship in which 2 are together and that they're spending time together. And he says this man that's working all this time has no reason for doing it. He's like, what's the end of it? At the end of the day, why am I working so hard and not having any pleasure? Why am I working so hard and I don't have anyone to enjoy it with? And so he's saying it's better that there would be someone to enjoy the work with you, even to maybe partner in the work that you're doing, because the balance in life, humans were made for relationship. And so we need to have this relationship. And then he gives the examples. He's like, look, imagine this is happening, and if one person falls down, who's going to restore them? If this person gets in trouble, who's going to help them? No, it's better that we have someone else walking with us. And then at the last verse, it says that a 3-strand cord is not easily broken. And what does he mean by that? The one friend, another friend, or one partner, another partner, and the Lord. And so that 3-strand cord is not easily broken. It's woven together to give it strength and to give it support as it's needed. And so that strength and support that comes from being woven together in appropriate relationship is a symbolic of balance, right? That cord represents, okay, one takes a turn, then one takes a turn, and the third takes a turn. If you think about weaving or braiding, even my hair is twisted. But if I was braiding it, I would go 1, 2, 3, right? And eventually I'd have a pattern that would make the cords stronger because they're together. And so it's important that we recognize that within the balance of life, we have work and rest. That's definitely true. But we also have a necessary balance within relationship, and then separation for relationship. And he doesn't go deep into it, but it's also important that we have a time away from people in which we can rest and restore and get renewed, and then come back to people for regaining more relationship in that regard. And so this is important, and Solomon is very wise in helping us to understand that it's vanity for you to separate yourself from community. You need community. You need to be connected with community. But what that community looks like might be different for each of us, but at least you have a partner, at least you have a friend, at least you have someone to walk with, at least you have someone you can connect with. And in that connection, and that friend, and that opportunity, and that community, you're going to be blessed, and it's going to be better than you walking alone. And so that's the importance of balance here that Solomon identifies. And I want to encourage you to spend some time reading this passage, but I also want to encourage you to spend some time thinking about your relationships. Are you using your relationships within balance? Are you having a healthy friendship or a healthy dependency with people? Are you interacting and exchanging with people on an appropriate level? I hope that you are, because that's the will of God concerning us all. But if you're not, how will you make the correction? Well, do you need to go find a friend? Do you need a friend? Because if you need one, the scripture says, show yourself friendly, right? So go find a friend by being friendly. But then secondly, maybe you're spending too much time with other people and you need some time to yourself to restore some time with the Lord so that you can be made well. Well, then give yourself the break that you need and go ahead and get some of the time that you need to yourself. Either way that it works, the important and significant matter here is life was not intended to be done alone, but it also wasn't intended to be bombarded with all of the different things that could distract and detract from a person's ability to commune with God. And so we need to find that perfect balance there and be that three-strand cord where the Lord is involved, right? And that we are involved, and then we have people in relationship with us that are involved. And that